All right, we are here again with episode 2 of Alien Destroyer of Worlds. So, picking up where we left off last week, we had a group of colonial marines brought together on the moon Ariakis, the colony, this old dying oil colony, and given this mission to go find 4 AWOL marines that have run off with some intel. It's a need-to-know situation, and that's about all you need to know. So our group went off into the colony. They were given sort of a starting tip for places to look, and their first stop was the Eye of Oblivion bar. They did some talking around, talked with the bar owner, who turned out to be a synthetic and somewhat of a sympathizer, a colonial marine sympathizer. And then also encountered a couple of shadier looking characters who attempted to, sidestep their way out of the bar when they ended up in a confrontation with Dante. And then when we left off right there at the end, Mason had just observed that there are two other figures making their way around the outside of the bar. You could see rifles in their hands as they looked to be sitting in wait, possibly waiting to spring some sort of an ambush on anyone walking out. I believe, Silva, you gave commands to Iona and I meant to practice his name, Zemeski. Refresh my memory. It was essentially to fire some warning shots, right?
Right. Iona to, blow up some buildings near these guys to scare them away.
Okay, so I think what we'll go ahead and do is I'm going to make a ranged attack. So we see on the screen, we see Iona, get up from one of the piloting chairs, make their way over to the controls inside of the APC, where they bring the Gatling gun online, and we see the Gatling gun kind of like swivel around. And then Silver, you hear them over the comms. You just, Commander, are you sure about this? I mean, what if I hit somebody?
You're not going to hit anybody. Those buildings are empty.
Okay, firing warning shot now. And I'll go ahead and do this. I believe I looked this up earlier. The Gatling gun actually gives a bonus of 3. So a lot of dice here. Okay. So Iona, we see on the screen this spray of the Gatling gun jerking to life as these bullets are thrown from it, ripping out into the colony, pinging off of these metal fabricated buildings that are all around. And then we see one of them strike one of the oil pipelines running through the colony. And I'm going to roll a D6. Let's see if I get this right. D6. Okay. It strikes this pipeline, and then just a trickle of oil starts flowing out of it. Nothing too severe. But then Mason, you can see on the camera that these 2 actors outside of the bar, you all from within the bar, you could hear this gun come to life over, you hear it punctuating over the sound even of the music here in this bar. And Mason, you see these 2 people start like quickly, desperately looking around. They see the APC, and then like you've got this non-audio feed, and you can see the mouth, oh shit, as they then start just moving towards the door. And I think at this point we'll go ahead and draw initiative now. So this is what I was trying to figure out how to do. I'm going to add a turn for each of you, and then I think if you just go to your character sheet and do initiative dice, it will roll a die for you. Hopefully it autofills. If not, I'll add this in.
Yeah, I think once you put us on the turn order, it should put the number right in our spot. And then you should be able to order it numerically ascending or whatever.
I got a message. You want to send the result of this roll to the turn tracker, but no valid token was selected.
I go ahead. Well, I already added in your 4. I think that'll work.
All right.
Because I think you rolled it like just a second before I added your turn. Because I see Silva's showed up.
Yeah. All right.
Do we click initiative card or initiative dice?
Initiative dice.
Initiative dice. Okay. And I think that when we left off last time, I think that Chaplin's first sort of action when he heard the commands being given, were to try to get the drunk person and pull them over the bar into cover, and then tell the synthetic bartender to take cover. Did all of that happen?
Yeah, I'm thinking that's probably right about the same time as this going on.
Okay.
So you hear Silva giving this command over the comms unit, and you're pulling this drunk pilot over the bar. We'll go ahead and move her over as you're shouting at the bartender, this synthetic woman. So let's see. I added in chaplains. I need to do hammers.
Are the 2 insurgents that were in the bar, are they becoming aggressive, or they standing by, or we'll find out?
You're about to find out.
Okay.
You know what? I'm not sure the fastest way to do hammers other than I'm going to roll a die right in front of me and type that in.
I think it's 2d6 we're rolling for this. It looks like.
Is it 2d6? Okay.
Yeah.
So hammer got 9, and then I'll roll for each of these insurgents.
Yeah, if it's not 2d6, Dante rolled really well on 1d6.
Right.
Yeah, and actually, so you want lower.
I meant really poorly on
right
1d6. Yeah.
So we will, I'll give a quick overview of combat. So wow, I got 6 3 times in a row for the insurgents. Well, that kind of works out. We'll just all act basically at the same time. So basically, so we've got initiative, right? So initiative works lowest to highest. I think for these ties, I think Chaplain, you'll go before the insurgents that are on the same number as you, and then they're just all going to go at once. And that's the only tie we've got. Oh, wait, there's one other. Actually, so Mason's going to be first. So let me move Mason all the way to the top. And then we'll move Chaplain to right there.
One of your commands on that widget there, John, is put it in ascending order. I think that might be a quick way of doing it.
Look at that. That's brilliant. So you should have this as a handout. There's, but for combat, in each round, you can do a slow and a fast action. Slow actions are typically things where you need to roll dice. So attacking, hurtling over some sort of obstacle, something along those lines. Uh-oh, we lost Matthew. Well, hopefully he'll be back in a moment. They'll be back, sorry, excuse me. And yeah, so you've got a slow and a fast action, or you can do 2 fast actions. Fast actions are things like interacting with an object, moving across a zone. Zones are kind of ambiguous. They're more or less rooms. So like leaving the bar and going outside would be traversing a zone. That's more or less it. And then there's some specific actions you can do. So if you're looking to do something specific, like I want to grapple somebody, I want to disengage somebody, let me know and I'll give you the specifics on that. Well, Matthew is our first up. Mason's the first one up. So let's give them one moment.
While we're waiting, there's one other little wrinkle in the initiative where the PCs can switch where they are in the order. Do you want to do that? There's pluses and minuses to it. I mean, it takes up time, but I guess the reason I ask is my character has a skill that makes it beneficial for me to go early in the round, but it's not necessary. So what do you think?
I think it's a totally viable thing for the group. So yeah, let's use it. So
Okay.
Yeah, what Jason's referring to is at the start of each round, you can actually swap initiative with someone on your side, right? You can't swap with an insurgent, but you have to be able to speak with them, even if it's over a comm unit.
Right.
And you can just do that at will. There's no, you don't have to do anything special.
Nope.
Okay. I'm happy to give up mine.
Yeah, I think unfortunately, I think Matthew's the one I need to ask if it's okay, because but let's. I don't want to waste time. So why don't we? I think John, you'll have to do it. But can you switch me and Chaplin then?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
So make me a 6 and make him a 7, or make them a 7.
7, and then 4. And
Yeah,
then reorder.
Feel free to take that 11 too. Anybody who is really interested in going next round.
I actually don't mind. Can I switch twice? That doesn't make sense, does
No,
it?
I was just kidding anyway. Daniel, you go
Okay.
ahead and stay where you are. You're good.
Well, I'm planning on just taking cover primarily, so
Okay.
I'd rather give it up to somebody who's got a gun since I don't.
John?
Yeah,
But the question is, like, can I switch with Silva, and then after I have Silva's initiative, can I then switch with Dante?
So Silva switched with Mason. So you'd only be swapping once. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's fine. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and make Chaplin is now 11, right? And then Dante's going to be 6. Okay. And welcome back, Matthew. What we were just discussing is one of the rules of combat is at the start of a round, you can swap initiative with anyone from your side. And so since lower initiative goes first, if it's okay with you, Silva is actually going to swap with you, because Silva actually has an ability that is useful when they go early in the round.
Wait, early? I thought I was at the bottom of the initiative pile, or am I the?
You were actually at the top because it goes from lowest to highest. Yeah.
Oh, wow! I was a little calm when I lost the internet and was just like, oh, it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So if it's okay, you're going to go on. Mason will go at 7.
All right. Has Chaplin done the thing that he intended to do?
Yeah, so I think what really like starts all this off, right? So you all hear the Gatling gun of Iona, and you can hear Iona over the comms just kind of like as they're firing, sort of willy-nilly into the colony. Chaplin is pulling this pilot over the bar and yelling to the bartender. The crowd in the bar, they hear what's happening, and people, you hear some screams, and people like immediately stop and start looking around, and you can feel that like they're on the edge of panic. And Dante, right where you're at, because you had that one insurgent pinned against the wall, right?
Yeah.
And you see the other one that had like kind of been trying to play it cool. You see them now starting to reach behind their back as if to draw something. And I think that's when like all this kicks off. So Silva,
Perfect.
You've got, sort of the eagle eye on what's happening. What are you doing?
Okay, so I'm going to say, let's get out of here double time. Dante, put them down or secure those two. Hammer, help out Dante. Mason, get over here. We're leaving out the front door. Zemeski, bring the APC to the door. We're going to jump right in. And in mechanical terms, I'm going to I'm going to use the command skill. So I have a talent that allows me to do this as a fast action. So usually it's a slow action, so you can only do it once, but I think I'm going to do it twice. So I'm going to give out 2 commands. I'm going to give I'm going to give Dante a command, to help her, subdue these guys. And the 2 insurgents inside the building, and I'm going to give the other command to Zemeski to drive, to pilot, to get over here as fast as possible. So what I do is I'll roll the one for Dante first, and I roll my command skill, and every success I get will give you an extra die if you do what I'm commanding you to do. All right, so here we go. So for Dante, what did I get? I got absolutely nothing.
I was gonna say you can push it.
Yeah, let's push it. We're starting a new session. Let's go ahead and build up some stress. All right, I'm gonna push that and do it again. All right, so I panic. So let me roll that. Panic. And I got 8, which is something.
That is something. All right, the panic table. I'm gonna click show to players. I don't know if that worked or not. You should see it now. So on an 8, you tremble. You start to tremble uncontrollably. All skill rolls using agility suffer a -2 modification until your panic stops. Okay. So what's this look like?
Probably my voice is shaking a little bit, as I'm giving out these orders. So maybe it comes across a little ragged, and I'm pushing myself. So I repeat myself a little bit to Dante. So Mark, you've got 2 dice that you can bank to use to help subdue these guys coming up. And let me do the one for the driver too. Command, submit. All right, he's got three dice for him.
All right, nice. Okay.
I think that's it for me.
I think so. Let's see. If I hit this arrow, it goes to the next one, right? Okay. Next up is one of these outside insurgents, and so they're gonna. Yeah, they start running forward and basically run forward into this entrance, right? Ducking away from the fire that's coming from the APC, and trying to block your escape. That one move would only be a fast action for them. So I think they do still have a slow action.
Did they have to open the door too?
They're the space doors, right? With the automatic, and this is a bar, so it's open. So it's just the motion controlled.
Okay.
But since firing hasn't broken out inside yet, I don't think they just run in and start shooting necessarily. I think they run in and they raise their gun, and they you're right in front of them, Silva. So they're going to point it at you, and gosh, what is it? Actually, I don't know if it's a roll or not. But if they look at you, they just yell like, "Get on the fucking ground!" I don't think that's a roll for them, but I don't recall. Because it's up to you whether or not you comply. So
yeah. I mean, I guess they could manipulate me, but it seems unlikely that they have that kind of leverage.
Right. I think they'll just reserve their slow action. So one of the things you can do is like blocking in this game, but you have to have reserved your action to be able to do it. So that's what they're going to do. Okay. So they've got their slow action reserved. So next up is Dante. So yeah, Dante, you've got the one insurgent pinned against the wall. and you've already gotten the communicator off of them too, right? Because you succeeded at manipulating them and getting them to hand over this communicator that they were kind of working with under the table.
That's right.
And after that person hands you this communicator, that's when they're reaching behind their back as if to draw a weapon. So what do you do?
I think that I hate to start the firing, but I think that quick action will be to kind of let this person go and bring up the pulse rifle and kind of step back a little bit. I guess step so that I have enough space between me and the person who's putting their hand behind their back so that I can fire at them.
Yeah, and moving. So yeah, you're in engaged range with both of them actually, and so to step back is its own move. What was that one called? Retreat. And so if you have an active enemy engaged range, you must make a mobility roll to move away to short range.
Okay. So can I, instead of taking that action, can I go ahead and just pull up the firearm or the pulse rifle and fire at the person with, yeah, okay.
You can, it's just, it has a negative modifier since you're at such close range.
Okay, it's still considered ranged combat?
Yes, firing your weapon is still ranged combat, yeah.
Okay, and I'm going to use Silva's dice that they gave me. So how do I add those dice?
So you had +2, right?
+2 dice, yeah.
Which actually, I think that's what the negative modifier is. When you fire engaged, where did I have that table at? Oh, I remember. It's under the ranged combat one.
When you click ranged combat, a little window will come up and say modifiers, and you'll put in the modifier there. And I think your aggregate modifier is going to be the +2, and then whatever the minus is for engaged range.
Yeah, so actually firing a ranged combat weapon at engaged range is actually -3. So you net -1.
Okay. How do I subtract 1 from the die roll?
So click the range combat on your character sheet.
Yep.
You know where it says that, and then a little screen will come up and it says like modifier.
Input value. Yep.
Put in -1.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the number of dice. Good.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, one other thing though. Are you shooting a pulse rifle?
I have a pulse rifle.
Yeah. You already rolled, so it doesn't, not important now, but one option you have with the pulse rifle is to shoot full auto, which gives you more dice. It causes you to stress out though, but
okay. Yeah. Well, I'm going to now I can take a stress to roll that again, right?
You could.
Okay. So I'm going to do that. And now when I do that, when I'm taking stress, I might involuntarily discharge the weapon, although I'm trying to do so anyway. I don't know if that matters.
Yeah, I don't know that applies in this situation.
Okay.
So you are rolling, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 base dice and re-rolling 1 stress die.
Okay.
Right, is how, well, actually, it'll be 2 stress dice since you're pushing.
Okay. So click on ranged combat, and I'm still -1 modifier. Is that accurate?
yeah, same modifier.
Okay. Oh my Lord.
Oh boy. All right.
Daniel, I remember those couple that you had last week where they were back to back like that. All right. Well, I guess I probably better be done.
All right. Well, you still got 3 successes.
What?
No, you got nothing.
I got no successes.
I thought you kept the successes in the first roll.
I didn't have any successes on the first roll.
Oh, I'm looking at Silva's roll right above it.
Oh yeah, actually, I'll take Silva's roll.
That's why I was like, oh yeah, you've got all these right here. Okay,
Why
that
is he
makes a lot
pushing?
more sense. Okay, yeah. So yeah, you try and get your pulse rifle up. You go to fire it, but the person that you've got pinned against the wall, manages to bring up a knee and like knock it to the side at the last moment as it discharges there into the wall. And next up will be this outside insurgent. I think they'll follow suit as they come inside and barricade this entrance. All right, so now we've got the two right here beside Dante. So this first one is the one that's drawing their pistol. And do I have that character sheet out? No, I don't. Let me pull up Insurgents. Here we go. And so same as you, they're at an engaged range. They're drawing as their fast action, and then they're going to try and fire at you from a close range to do it. So that'll be a -3 modifier. Let's see if they've got any shot at this. Here we go. All right, they do not get it. But I think the second one, the one that you've been, you've had pinned a bit, they actually will do a close combat roll to try and break from you. So let's go ahead and get that going. There we go. They do succeed. Right? This isn't contested or anything.
Is this to evade or is this to break out of the hold?
This is to break out of the hold.
Oh, I think it is contested. So I think Dante should roll their close
It is
combat.
opposed. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Dante, go ahead and roll a close combat roll, and
So-
you're looking to get more than one success.
Just to clarify, I think Dante had to use both hands on the pulse rifle, though, right? In order to swing that up.
There. Yeah.
I think
So I
you
don't
did
think
say
that-
something about letting
Yeah,
them
kind
go
of had to
too.
let
Yeah,
him go.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's the other thing rather than the breaking the hold, I think.
That makes sense. In that case, they'll do a mobility roll as they try to retreat from you. So let's roll that. Okay, and this one is not contested. So, so that's their slow action. But they move to this opposite side of the table from you, which now that you've pulled that pulse rifle and fired it, the crowd has been tipped over the edge, right? People are screaming. The area around you is clearing out immediately. You see people, all of you see people like jumping under tables, and a large chunk of the crowd is now pushing towards the exit. And that will be the end of their turn. So Mason, you are up. Mason, you're back in this office. You can hear that there's been gunfire here in the bar, and you've seen that those two from outside have run inside. What do you do?
Well, Captain Silva requested I hustle over and lend some help, but I'm on the other side, basically, in the inside room, like you said. So, is there some sort of like window or opening from this spot into the bar?
The fastest would be this doorway that Chaplin went through as well.
All right, and I'll just follow over Chaplin and try to find, I guess, who is the most, who poses the most danger in the room, or at least who isn't otherwise occupied.
Yeah, I think probably the most danger are these two standing at the door, because they're uncontested and they've got rifles. You can see the two that are over near Dante. One's got a pistol. The other one, they clearly aren't carrying a rifle. You would have seen that. But these two, they do have rifles.
Mm-hmm. Just lore wise or whatever, like is it like shoot to kill, or are these people like, like I don't really understand the protocol in the universe, like
So yeah, Major Hatfield, told you that y'all are authorized to kill on this mission.
Okay, all right.
And not just with the insurgents, but with the AWOL Marines you're hunting down too. He basically laid out that they're traitors.
Yeah.
So do what you
Yeah,
need to
they're
do.
traitors. Yeah. That much is clear. All right. So I guess I'll try to engage one of them.
Okay.
Is there an identifiable difference between the two who are blocking the door?
No, they both look to be, similar in terms of their gear and equipment.
All right. Yeah. Take out my pistol and try to engage him.
Yeah, and I think per the action breakdown, so moving from the office out to here would be one fast action. Drawing a weapon, I believe, is a second fast action, if I recall correctly. And so you're not able to fire this round, but you would be able to draw your weapon and be up for next round.
All right, no problem.
Is there any particular spot you want to position yourself around this bar?
Okay, yeah, let me call up the map. Whoops. Map. So here I am, bar inside. Wait, I guess I will drag myself over to. I mean, I'm coming out here is the bar, right? So I guess I'll be showing up behind this guy.
Yep, and that's the bartender, the synthetic bartender, who you can see is starting to lose it a bit, not panicking, but just yelling, starting to berate the Silva and the rest of you of like, what have you brought to my bar?
Yeah. So okay. So I'll basically slide into here, Gears of War style, like taking cover next to the bartender, getting ready to, I guess, and then drawing the pistol and getting ready to open fire in the next round.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. So next up will be Hammer. So Hammer was directed to start heading for the doorway. I pulled up their character sheet, and yeah, I mean, I think Hammer's not going to hesitate to engage with these people. Hammer lives for this stuff. I don't think Hammer would have brought in the smart gun. I'm assuming y'all did not come rolling up into the bar, smart gun equipped. So,
I just want to say, cinematically speaking, as I slide into cover, I just sort of like give a wide-eyed, I'm impressed look at Chaplin as he grabs that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, what's it look like? I mean, so Chaplin, you pulled over this drunk captain. What's that look like as the camera shoots over to you real quick?
Yeah, I think Chaplin just like grabs the captain by the back of their shirt and just like wipes the bar with them and just like pulls them over while they're flailing, and then both of them kind of get into cover behind the bar.
Drinks are being knocked over, of course.
Right, of course, yeah. Like, yeah, he's probably got like a cold bowl of half-eaten soup or something like that goes flying, that sort of thing.
Yeah, and little nuts flying around, and I just honestly like,
right.
I give you that look that says, well, what shit are we doing now?
Chaplin just like got him by the back of his collar, and he's like,
man, that is a lot of dice that Hammer gets to roll. All right, so that's 2 successes. And I think we'll do, keep it simple, do extra damage with the extra success. So that's 2 damage on, we'll say, the left insurgent by the door. So Hammer, comes moving out through the crowd, pushing. You see like this like wave of people, and they're being shoved aside, and then Hammer shoves someone down, draws a pistol real smooth, and fires off a couple of shots real fast, catching one of the insurgents in the shoulder for 2 damage. Oh, I bet I can track it here. Yes, let's do that. That's even better. All right, Chaplin, you were up. So you hear.
So
go ahead.
Now that Chaplin's got this guy stowed away, I think that he would like to move up to this point on the bar, or behind the bar, and try to calm down the bartender. Maybe get her to take cover as well.
Okay, that would be I'm going to say manipulate roll because I don't think it's command because it's not panicking. So I think this is manipulate. I don't know. How does that match your reasoning, Jason?
I spaced out for a second, so I'll say yes.
Yeah. So yeah, calming an NPC or getting them to like stop, potentially
Stop
not
panicking?
interfere.
I think that actually is command. I think one of the functions of command is to stop panic.
Yeah, I was thinking because it's a synthetic. Synthetics don't panic.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, more reason, sure.
Yeah. So yeah, go ahead and do a manipulate roll.
That didn't do it.
That did not do it, unfortunately.
It tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you say?
I think
her?
Yeah, I honestly think that Chaplin is just sort of like soft spoken and is like, ma'am, I recommend that you take cover behind the bar as the insurgents are using live ammunition, and she just can't hear him over her yelling.
Yeah. It's lost in the sound now of all the gunfire happening. Okay, so I did not add a turn for Iona and Jameski. Let's go ahead and do them now though. So Jameski's got a +3 on piloting. Pull that up, piloting. Go, add in 3.
I was thinking if he's kind of like a hothead, and maybe he does a Ripley and just busts right through the door, if you want to be dramatic with the APC.
I really like that, and I think that's a good use of the stunt there, right? Basically come barging in. So yeah, you're all standing here, and then you see just this fraction of a second where the door starts to open, and then the headlights of the APC flooding through. And then there's this crashing, crunching sound as he rams it into the doorway, and it kind of just runs up. It'll hit the back of these 2 insurgents. Let's see, how much damage do you do when you ram somebody with an APC?
I was just looking this up. I think it's 1 point per. Oh, sorry, I forgot. I was going to say it's 1 point per hit, but I think there's something to do with the size of the vehicle also.
That would make sense.
I'll look it up for you real quick. I'll get back to you. We can move on. Although it is my turn now, isn't it?
Yeah, this won't take terribly long. I've got a vehicles handout in here somewhere.
Let's see. Combat. I think it's in the manual. It's on page 114. Ramming vehicles. You can use your vehicle to ram another vehicle. Vehicles. When a vehicle suffers. Vehicles in combat. Ramming enemies. Most enemies can be rammed. Roll for piloting instead of close combat. The base damage is equal to your vehicle's hull rating divided by 5, rounded up. So the vehicle, the APC's hull rating is...
It is 8.
8. So it's 2 points base damage, and then the extra success. It sounds like the extra success was just to use to make this happen. So
yeah, I think so. So that'll put 2 more there, 2 more here. How much health do these people even have? That's hammer. Okay. Yeah, so the one on the left takes the brunt of it. They're just caught completely by surprise, and I mean they look pretty broken at this point. They are still up, as they are picking themselves up off the hood, but that you can see they're all bloody and gashed and torn up. But Silva, you are up.
Okay.
Your ride is here.
Right. So yeah, I'm going to move up to the vehicle with a fast action, and I'm going to slide the door open on the side of it. I think that's my whole turn.
Okay. All right. And which one is this? Okay, so this is one of the injured one. Yeah, I mean, I think they're just gonna try and fire at you, Silva, as you're kind of running forward and trying to get into this this vehicle. I imagine you're probably at short range because you're not right up on them.
Sure.
And
Is there a definition for short range?
I think it's in this, not in melee combat, but in the same zone. And a zone can be anywhere from like a couple meters up to 25 meters. It's kind of abstract.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm just double checking if there was a penalty for short range.
No,
There's
I think
not.
I think it's straight up. Yeah.
All right. So 1 success. So just 2 damage. So go ahead and roll your armor.
Okay.
So what happens when you get hit? The weapon does its base damage, but each of you are wearing armor, and so you get to roll that many dice that your armor value is. And for each success, you can reduce damage by 1. If something is armor piercing, then you roll half your armor value.
And my armor blocked 1, so I take 1 damage. And when you take damage, you take a point of stress. So I'm adding a point of stress also.
Yep, exactly. So I think what we see is, like, as you're opening this door, they like kind of pull themselves around the edge and just manage to get the rifle up and fire at you. And you probably, like, it's like a bullet that like catches you just like on the back of your calf, just a bit.
Right.
Dante, you are now up.
Okay, this is going to be full auto. I'm going to go ahead and open up the pulse rifle on the. So what is the 2 insurgents that are over by me? There's the one that just escaped from my grasp. He doesn't have any apparent weapon, right?
Correct.
The other one does.
Yes, and I just moved them closer because I said they were engaged with you as well. So
Yeah.
so the other one is the one that initially pulled a pistol.
Okay.
And was trying to shoot you.
So I'll make the one with the pistol the primary target.
Okay.
And then.
So you add a point of stress for the full auto. First
Okay.
things first. Some people, there is a talent, I don't know if any of you guys have it, that allows you not to take stress when you do full auto, but if you don't have that, you add a stress and then you roll the attack. And I think it's +2 dice for full auto. I forget.
I believe that is correct.
But then you're still in engaged range with this guy, or did he move away?
This is the engaged one, yeah.
Okay, so then you're -3 for that, so you're -1 overall.
Okay. So can I do close combat with the pulse rifle?
Sure. I would say so, yeah.
Well, so close combat is like physically striking.
Right. I just asked because on the weapons section, there's it looks like you can change between close combat and ranged combat and still have the same thing, but I'll assume that it's that. What happens if I click the attack button on pulse rifle?
Actually, we should have been doing that all along now that you mention it, because each weapon gives you certain extra bonus dice. I think the pulse rifle gives you an extra die. That's a good point.
Okay.
Yeah, we should be pushing the attack button when we roll attacks.
Yep. Sorry, I did not realize y'all weren't clicking the attack. I've been clicking.
Go! All right. So I'm going to go ahead and give that a click. Then it's a -1 still. Whoops. Oh, man. Okay, so I got 2 hits. Or I'm sorry, 2 successes. So let's see, the pulse rifle damage is 2.
And then I
That's
think if you look at the
right.
stunts for range combat, there's a whole bunch of things you can do with the extra hit. The classic thing is just to do an extra point of damage, but I think other things are like stunning, knocking them down, that kind of stuff, pushing them back.
Right. And I just did their armor check, so they're actually going to absorb 2 damage themselves.
So let's see, further to assign to a secondary target used for stunts. So the first assigned, okay. So I could just do both of them on the primary target, which is the person with the pistol. Is that accurate?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna have both hits on them. So is that a total of 4 damage minus their 2 that they?
So your first success makes you hit.
Yep.
The second success gives you a stunt, and so you can add an extra point of damage. So the pulse rifle has 2, so
Okay.
you do 3 total.
Okay.
They're going to absorb 2 of that. Their armor does.
Yeah.
You hear this like under their clothes as it like hits against their chest. You hear this like thud as it's clearly there's some protective layer under their clothing.
Okay.
But then you see like a spray of blood as one of your bullets kind of cuts into the bicep of them.
Okay. 1 point damage, pin down, position, good exchange, initiative score. Okay, so instead of doing that extra point of damage, can I have that person drop the pistol that they have?
Oh, sure. Okay, yeah. So yeah, instead of taking damage, they will drop their pistol. So yeah, their pistol drops and like gets kicked and scatters across the floor as they look up and get this nervous look in their eyes. And so I think that's just your slow action. You still have a fast action that you can do.
Okay, so fast action now would be
that could be attempting to move away, interacting with objects around you.
If I assume Overwatch position, what does that allow me to do?
Overwatch is for like if you are further back, right, and you're
Okay.
covering somebody. Yeah.
Got it. So my fast action will be to.
One thing you can do too is you can save it in case you need to block. If somebody tries to hit you, you can say, I'm going to try to block if you saved an action.
I will do that.
Oh, blocking is a fast action. Yeah, very good.
Excellent. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Okay, sounds good. Next up is the other insurgent by the door. They're going to press forward. So the one is firing towards Silva. This other one's going to press in. And actually, I think they're gonna work their way over towards you, Silva. Or sorry, not Silva, Dante.
Mm-hmm.
And they're gonna fire at you from short range. So this would not be a block because that would be close combat. All right, so let's.
Blocking blitz, that's a different game.
Yeah. Where did that go? There it is. Submit.
All right.
They do not hit. So yeah, Dante, you sense these bullets like start to fly by your head, coming from the other side of you, as if you don't have enough going on. And then this is the one near you. And so yeah, I think they'll come at you and basically swinging, right, and trying to just brawl with you at this point. So this would be a close combat attack.
No, I can-
And you can block that, which is a close combat roll from you.
Okay.
I think so. I think it's an opposed close combat roll, if I remember right.
That's right.
Okay. I have no modifiers, correct?
I don't think so.
Correct.
Oh boy.
Wow, why is it so many? Wow, okay. So what does this look like if I just let this ride?
He's just punching him? Or punching her? Is that what this insurgent's doing? Or do they have a weapon?
No, because they dropped their weapon.
So just
So I think
punching
I think this is going to be grappling, is what this is. So they come rushing forward, and basically go to spear tackle you.
Okay.
And so if they succeed, you'll drop any weapons you're holding and cannot move. And your only action will be to attempt to break free, which is a slow action. And you have to succeed at an opposed close combat roll.
Can I take a stress level to go ahead and try to block this again?
I think so. I don't see why not. Yeah.
Okay, so another close combat roll, right?
You mean you're just pushing it? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm sorry, pushing it, yeah.
Yeah. Add a stress and then roll them all.
Okay.
And
Phew.
I do think this would be an interesting point. Why don't you go ahead and roll your d6 since you just
Yeah.
took a stress?
Oh yeah, totally. 1d6. Ooh.
And that's a 6. So on a 6, you fire. It doesn't say if it's full auto, if it's just fire.
Let me double check. Okay, so involuntarily discharge. So my arm twitches a little bit where I have the gun pointed and it fires.
Okay. I say go ahead and do a reach combat check.
Okay.
Since you're firing the weapon, and let's see if it hits this person. But you're at least going to succeed at avoiding the grapple.
So close combat, so -3 I should put in right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then push the attack button, not the range combat
Yeah.
on your gun.
Right, thank you. Whoops, that's wrong.
I like how Jason said that with the same energy as, this is where the trigger is.
All right, -3. Oh, well, okay. Some different things happen.
Okay. You're going to hit them, but you also need to make a panic roll.
Okay, and so just press the panic button.
Correct.
All right. A 7.
Which I think is also trembling or something very close
Nervous
to
twitch.
nervous twitch.
Uh,
Makes sense.
Their stress level and the stress level of all friendly PCs in short range of you increases by 1.
Oh, does it? Only friendly PCs within short range increases by 1. I am curious if this. I don't think it affects Silva because I think Silva, you're like around the corner.
Okay.
Maybe you don't see this. I'm curious if it affects Mason and Hammer.
Short range is in the same zone, so
Yeah.
How about
I'm not
both?
sure. Okay.
I'm just kidding.
So yeah, I think Mason and Hammer, you're each going to take a stress. Oh, I'll add Hammers.
Yay.
So yeah, you see Dante. You see this person like go to tackle Dante. Dante twitches and reflexively like brings the pulse rifle up, spraying it up in an arc, hitting this insurgent. Let me roll their armors real quick and see if they absorb any of it.
And when you get a face hugger on a range combat, it means your gun's out of ammo too. You have to reload.
That's right. Oh, and I looked up the reloads too because we weren't sure how many y'all started with. It's supposed to be whatever you can carry. up until your encumbrance. Because basically at the start you have a whole supply cache of ammo at the fort.
I see.
I think what might make sense, instead of doing the math to figure out how many could you have, I think it makes sense if you're all carrying 2 reloads, and you've probably got more on the APC. So
Okay.
you can refresh that too when you get back onto the APC or back at the fort. Okay, so their armor does them no good as this spray of bullets just traces up their body, and we see them like impacting the legs and things. Okay, next insurgent, they're going to fire across the way to hammer. Let's service pistol attack. That is a bonus of a hit of 1, and let's roll. Actually, you know what? Because I want to involve players and not sit here and click on my own NPCs. They're going to fire at Mason. So Mason, you see one of them as you've like come running out and running behind this bar. You see the one like turning and drawing their pistol at you and firing. Go ahead and roll your armor.
Rolling
Going
my
to,
armor.
I'm going to use bodyguard to take that hit.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
And one other thing, you guys were behind the cover, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So that adds more armor. So I think like furniture, which I guess the bar would be considered, maybe gives you
Mhm.
3 extra armor. So whoever ends up taking this hit can add 3 armor.
All
That
right.
sounds
So
good.
how does the bodyguard talent work? Like, do you just roll in my place, or is some other
Yep.
mechanic
If
involved?
someone within short range of you is hit by an attack, you can dive in to take the hit. I have to roll for mobility. It doesn't count for an action. If I roll 1 more successes, I take the hit instead. And so I'm going to roll a mobility check. Boop.
Hey,
Did
you
I
got
do
a
it?
success.
Wow, that's my first success of the game. I feel like I should just retire.
And it was to get hit with bullets.
This is the worst game ever. Okay.
Yeah.
Roll some armor, and you said I get a +3.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I need to do a +3, or can I just write just put a 3 in the?
Yeah, just a 3.
Hey, all right, nothing.
Chaplin's not wearing any armor yourself.
Right.
Okay.
Oh,
So
really?
I take 1
Okay.
health.
Yes, so you will take 1 damage.
Okay.
Wow.
Does that go up from the bottom? How are we doing that?
You
Down
count
from the
count
top?
down.
Count down. So okay. So I pop off my 6 there.
Yeah.
How do I know what my maximum is when it goes back up? Is that
Equal
based on
to
like
your
your
health.
strength?
Yeah, it's equal to your strength. Yeah.
I got you. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Okay.
All right. And that is about all they can do. So we'll just move on then. So it looks like Mason, you are up now. So Chaplin has
Ooh.
jumped in front of you to valiantly take this bullet for you.
He gets grazed, I guess.
Yeah, I think
Or how do you?
you see it. You see like a bit of skin tear, and you can see a little bit of the underlying synthetic exposed.
Yeah. He's done it before, so I sort of like just pat my hand on his shoulder and I go like thanks, buddy, and then I get up and I just kind of want to retcon a little bit, which is that I had no idea that the M41A1 was the rifle, so I assumed I didn't have one. Hello?
Yep. Nope. I hear you.
Yeah. Okay, just making sure. And then so instead, so rather than the pistol, can we just say that I drew out the rifle instead?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right, yeah, and let's see. Lots of people clumped around Dante. But Dante's in the way. I'll try to take the guy who's between Silva and Dante.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's see. I'll just hit attack roll. Any other considerations?
No, that is it. Yeah.
Do you want to use your fast action? There's some you can aim, which gives you 2 extra dice. If you want to use your fast action to do that.
Yeah, I think this is a precarious situation, so Mason will definitely try to go for position here.
So when it says modifier, put in 2, and then you're using a pulse rifle. Then you have that same option Dante had. If you want to use full auto, you get another 2 dice, but you'll take a stress.
And you'll have to reload. Right?
If
Or
you,
is that,
if you,
that's
it's only if
roll
it's
the-
only if you roll
okay.
only if you roll a face hugger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, attack, and then where do I put the number 2?
So the
When you push attack, a little box will pop up, and you put in the 2 right there.
All right,
Yeah.
got it.
and so you're aiming, so that gives you +2. Did you want to do full auto?
No.
Okay.
Did it
Well,
roll?
It did.
Yep.
And you got 1
Okay.
success.
You
And
did.
I
These guys have
just-
taken a ton of damage. I imagine this will probably do it.
let's see, what's the damage to?
Yeah.
And let's see. And actually, I just noticed the assault rifle is armor piercing. So they roll, is it half rounded up?
I don't remember.
Let's go ahead. Let's do. I'm just going to do that for now. Okay. So they don't absorb any of it. All right. And so that was another 2. Yep. And so they are all just about on their last leg. Pretty close. So we'll go ahead and move forward to Hammer. Let's go ahead, and Hammer's just going to continue what you started and fire at the same one. And yeah, we'll add the +2 for aiming. Okay, does hit, but also panics, and we'll have to reload. But panic roll is okay. And now I just need to roll this insurgent's armor. So Hammer, pushing through the crowd further, fires onto the same insurgent. And this will most likely do it. It does. So this insurgent goes down. How do I add a little skull thingy? Here it is. And Chaplain, you were up. The car is here. The way is almost clear. What are you doing?
Well, the order was to move towards it, so I'm heading that direction. How far do we think I can get here? Hopping over the bar, heading that direction.
I mean, you can definitely use. I think you can easily use both fast actions to get all the way over there. If you're looking, yeah, I think that makes sense because one fast action.
What is it? Two fast, one slow. Is that per turn? Is that how it works?
Correct.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't think I want to be the first person in. Wait, do I?
I'm right there. I'm standing right at the door of the APC.
Okay. Yeah, actually, you know what? Since I'm the medic, I think I'm just gonna go right in.
Yeah, because the door's open. So I think you can hop right in there. So Dante, you hear people now. You can see your group starting to pull themselves back. As you're still got a couple people up in your face. But Silva, it is your turn. You've got this one lone person still giving you some trouble from behind. What do you do?
So I'm going to yell over the comms, Marines, we're leaving. Let's go. And I'm going to take cover behind this armored door here. And at this short range, I'm going to go ahead and take a shot at that other guy with the pulse rifle.
Yep, sounds good.
Let's see. My stress is getting up there. Do I go full auto? Yeah, let's do it. All right. So full auto, pulse rifle. So I'm going to add, he's at short range, right?
Correct.
Okay. So I think it's just +2. Wow. Absolutely nothing. You can't push when you get a face hugger. So let's roll panic. 9. I think it's drop something.
It is drop item. The GM decides which one, and then your stress level increases by 1.
Okay.
Oh. I don't think you drop your weapon or anything. I think you drop your pack of cigarettes and your lighter.
Uh-oh.
They you've got them tucked away in your headband on the helmet, and they fall away without you even noticing.
Okay.
It's like 3 extra stress.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right. So they live to fight another day. So yeah, they'll go ahead and this insurgent is still up, and they're gonna. Yeah, they'll take a shot. Where did my screen go? Here we go. At you, Silva. Actually, because you jumped behind cover. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I'm kind of like leaning. I'm like back behind the armored door, peeking out, tried to take a shot, screwed it up.
And I think they're really more trying to contain who's left in here. Maybe silo someone off. So I think maybe they give up on you. And they're gonna go after Hammer. So let's roll the attack for Hammer, or towards Hammer. Yep. That is a 1. Now let's roll Hammer's armor. Oh man, bad rolls. He will take the hit. So I'll add stress level to him as well, and he'll take 2 damage. All right, Dante, you're up.
So I did 3 damage to the one that was trying to grapple me, right?
Correct.
Okay. And just to check, I have 6 stress. At what point does a large number of stress become an issue?
There's no hard rule about it.
Okay.
But, I mean, your dice rolls you'll start panicking every time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. That's fine. Okay, cool. That makes sense. Sorry, Daniel said 2 fast, 1 slow. Is that correct? Actions?
2 fast or a fast and a slow.
Oh, 2 fast or a fast and slow. Okay, so I'm still at engaged range, right?
I'm inclined to say that you blocked this person's attempt and kind of got several shots off of them. They've probably staggered away from you.
Okay. Well, I'm going to make my way to the APC.
Yeah.
With keeping my pulse rifle trained on these 2 as a backup.
Sounds good. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean from that distance, I mean you'll be able to get all the way inside of the APC.
Okay, cool.
So there's one more Marine in. Hammer and Mason are still in the bar, and it is the insurgents that are. Oh, that's the one that has been shot and died. This is. I'll go ahead and move you up here, Dante. So you're up there now, next to Chaplain. So I think at this point, what are they going to do? This one doesn't even have a weapon, so they're just going to take cover, actually. They lost their gun. We'll move on through to the other one, who is firing at Mason. And Mason's bodyguard has left them. But this is with a service pistol, so let's see. That is 2 successes. So Mason, go ahead and roll your armor, and you can add 3 since you're behind the bar.
Sorry, I'm having a hard time finding the armor button.
No problem.
Towards the bottom, right above the weapons.
Got it. All right. Armor and +3.
Yes.
Got it.
Oh my gosh.
Is that good? Oh no.
That is not good. So you're going to take 2 damage and a point of stress.
Can you push an armor check?
No.
No.
I forget. Why do I have 4 health?
It's equal to your
Boxer.
strength.
Yep. That ain't great.
But you're up next, Mason.
Oof.
So if you want to follow suit with the other Marines, you can dash across this room.
Yeah.
This isn't like D&D where it's like, oh, you walk near that person, they get an attack. You can just
Opportunity attack. Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. I'll try to flank the door here. I mean, unless of course I can move past that.
I think we established with Chaplain that you can just run in on your turn.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So try to be as smooth as Chaplain by jumping over the bar and heading over there. Is that a fair enough position?
It is. And you know what? Hammer is up after that. So I think at this point
Is that one fast action?
It's so I think normally like vaulting a bar would potentially be a mobility roll, but I feel like, using both fast actions to vault a bar and move across the room makes sense.
Yeah.
All right.
Without having to do a check.
Got it. Yeah.
And Hammer goes right after you. So Hammer's going to follow suit. And then Iona is there at the door ready to close it shut because Silva, you're up right after them too. So
Yes.
y'all are going to be able to finish loading into this thing. And Iona goes to throw the door shut, and then you hear Zimjueski. I gotta look up how to say his name again. He's all right. Hold on. He throws it into reverse, pulling it out from the rear, and just this gaping hole left in the front of the bar, and starts heading down the road away. And I feel like the camera probably like has the shot of the APC driving off into the distance, and then there's that stream of oil spewing out of the pipe from early on. All right. It was a messy firefight, but y'all got out.
Yeah.
So we're just over an hour. We'll go ahead and take our break. But if I may ask, where do you think you're off to next?
I think we would be heading. I think the clues were sending us towards the marshals,
Right,
but we
so-
need to make a stop to pick up some smokes.
And yeah, we'll see what that looks like when we get back. So let's go ahead and it's 5 minutes. Okay with everyone?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take 5. See you at 25 after. Okay, so you have extricated yourselves from the firefight, taking down one insurgent, leaving others severely wounded, making your way from the Oblivion Bar here in District South. I did pull you all over to the big map, right? Yes, I did. Okay. And heading, Marshall Station is a little bit north of here. So if you're asking yourselves, okay, I just took damage or a bunch of stress, how the heck do I get rid of it? Health comes back whenever you're in a safe and secure spot for long enough. I think it's like 10 to 15 minutes that you have to be, out of danger's way, which I think is going to be, basically the length of this ride. So you're all going to get back 1 health on this ride over to the Marshall Station. You can go ahead and add that back. And then for reducing stress, take a look at your talents. A lot of talents give you the ability to reduce stress, like the banter one.
I think
there's
just
a couple other ways.
I think just a turn of being safe, you'll lose 1, and then banter will help reduce even more. So
Right.
if we're riding for a turn, I think we would all lose 1 stress just for the ride, and then anything additional that we can do will help.
Yeah. So yeah, you can all go ahead and also take 1 stress off because you're going to be in the car for a turn. But yeah, what are there any scenes we have during this drive?
When we
Well, I
get
think-
in, go ahead, Silva.
Oh,
I was just
have
going
a
to say,
quick
I
question.
was. Go ahead, Daniel.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know who go ahead was too. So I think it was 3 of us trying to talk.
Everybody wants to talk at the same time.
Yeah, give me my turn. It looks like reading medical aid. Like my medical skills only really apply when somebody has been knocked completely out, right?
Correct.
Okay.
And also for synthetics, you don't regain health from sitting.
No, I meant to apply medical aid to somebody else.
Yeah, I'm just clarifying. Everyone else can get health back just from being safe, and having time. Synthetics, it actually takes a repair roll.
Yeah, actually,
Okay.
I was gonna check my own character sheet because I think if like I had that pertinent skill, it makes sense for Mason to try to patch up Chaplin.
I think it takes quite a while. Like we need like a workshop or something, probably to do it. But I was thinking, in terms of scenes, like I said, when we went to break, maybe we've stopped and we're ransacking like a Walgreens, basically a space Walgreens, and I'm desperately looking for some cigarettes, even moldy old ones. We can kind of banter and bounce shit around before we arrive at the marshal's office.
So yeah, Dante has banter, and so she starts out with boy, went really smoothly back there, I think. Yeah, the townies ran us out. I'm feeling very confident about this mission.
What was that? Anybody see any cigarettes in this place?
That seems like stress-inducing banter, not stress-reducing banter.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we might need a twist on that. Yeah.
Maybe you gotta pick up some American spirit from the bottom from the sidewalk,
Right.
style.
Nobody ever buys these things.
Does America even exist anymore in the Wayland Yutani future?
I think they actually. This is probably not important to our game, but I think actually all the Americas combined, so like North, Central, and South America, are all one nation.
Like a UCAS, sort of like the United Continental American States or something.
It's called the United Americas. The Colonial Marines are actually part of it. Like we're.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, the United Americas.
So, John, another way to relieve stress, it looks like, is to interact with your signature item, which Silva apparently no longer has. But once per act in cinematic, we're still in Act 1, right?
Correct. Yes.
Will you allow us to do that during this time?
Oh yeah. And I mean, if you just want to give us like a vignette of what that looks like, or.
So yeah, Dante pulls out the discharge papers that are missing only one thing, which is a signature from a superior officer. Because she was on her way out, she's got this spasmy arm that keeps causing problems for her. So she's getting a medical discharge, and this is her last time out. Once she's done, she gets them signed. So she's looking over those and just kind of trying to keep hope in mind that if she can just make it through this one thing, this one mission, that she's out.
And just as you're looking those over, you get that like this like kind of rumble in your gut again, and you can feel this acid bile bubble up into your esophagus. And do you see the story card on the table? Would you right click it and see if it lets you take that into your hand?
Oh yeah, okay. Right click it. Take card.
And you can go ahead and read that, and I'll let you choose how much, or if it is shown or not.
Okay.
Is you were trying to do banter also, Mark?
Yeah.
Okay. Is
So
that
everybody
is that enough to give us another point of stress down, John?
Yeah, I'm good with it. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think, is banter 1 or 2?
I think it means in a turn you lose 2 rather than lose 1. I think is how
Right.
it's worded.
2 steps instead of 1.
Yeah. So we all already took
okay.
1, so we'll take another one. Yeah.
Yeah, and Mark, reduce the stress before you add anything else.
Before I add any stress
Yeah.
that might come up. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I did. So yeah, Dante has every once in a while her arm twitches, her trigger finger, which is an ongoing issue, and she is kind of trying to adjust her back, and then at the same time you see her kind of like grabbing like her chest a little bit and making kind of a funny face with her mouth, like she's just tasted something very bad.
Chaplain, check out Dante. Did you get injured, Marine?
No, I'm good. It's just this synthetic spinal section that they had to put in me after my incident. It causes some problems once in a while. But do you have like I don't know, I should drink a beer or something, I think. So I'm getting some.
So Chaplin is kind of like between Silva and Dante now. Started moving towards Dante when Silva gave the order, kind of stopped when Dante said that they were okay, and is now sort of looking back to Silva for additional input, basically.
Dante, did you get anything off of those insurgents? That one you took down, did you get anything from them?
Funny you mention it, because I totally forgot. Here's the communication device they were using.
Chaplain, can you check this out? See if you can get anything from it.
Yeah, you bet, boss. I probably have some pain meds in my med kit if you need something to take the edge off, Dante.
I'm good, Chaplain. Thanks.
All right, can I see that?
Yeah, and so they hand over this, it's retrofuturism, so it's like a chunky walkie-talkie that's got, some buttons on the front with like maybe like a small LCD screen or a small screen that probably has like some some logo on it.
Brutalist ergonomics.
Yeah, exactly. But Chaplain, you can tell pretty quickly, right? Like it's a communication device, and if you flip it on and test it out, like it's just static coming through. And I think it's pretty safe to reason like this thing's encrypted. That's part of what this keypad is for, is to encrypt and decrypt it.
Does it look military grade, or is it civilian grade, or what?
This looks, military grade, but like lower end military grade, right?
Okay.
Not as quality as your gear.
Surplus or something, maybe.
If you'd like to do a Comtech roll,
Man,
you can try and.
We're in the APC on the way, or are we outside the Walgreens?
I imagine us like the APC's parked and we're rifling through the Walgreens and taking care of business.
I would say Mason has like fallen asleep on the back, well, not back, but the second row of seats of the APC, and she's just sort of like just clutching her rifle and just trying to because she hasn't had much sleep lately, but she's also been under a little bit of stress, so she's just like nodded off already.
And I think while Chaplain is taking a look at this, Hammer strolls up to you, Silva, and just, it's just like, what'd you make of those guys? I mean, they were carrying some decent firepower, nothing too crazy.
Yeah, that was the bark of AK. That's UPP gear they had. They had armor too, didn't they? They took some heavy hits too. I don't think they were your run-of-mill civvies. I think those were paramilitary UPP. Wouldn't be surprised if they speak Russian. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, no, some serious stuff. I mean, well, if we need it, we can always radio back to Hatfield. I'm sure he'll some heavier gear for us if we want it.
Hammer, what do you make? I'll kind of look up at the what do they call it? The space elevator, and people are moving now. They're going up the elevator, but we were told that nobody's leaving the planet. I'm a little between you and I don't think we're getting the whole story here.
When do we ever get the whole story?
Yeah. This is some real shit we're in.
Well, you and me, we'll get through this. I'll hold out his fist.
Okay, but check out that row over there. I need some cigarettes.
All right, I'll take a look. And he goes and just starts kicking through debris.
Right.
Chaplain, are you doing a ComTech roll?
You bet. I was just waiting for the banter. All right, here we go. This is going to be 8 dice of failure. Bow.
Oh my gosh.
Is it 8 dice of failure?
Can I call it? It is 8 dice of failure.
Oh, Jesus, Jiminy.
All right. Well, I don't think it's fried or anything, but you're not going to be able to get it in this this turn as you're on your way to the Marshall station.
I'm scared. I'm scared that one day Chaplin's just gonna he's gonna pick up a pistol as a weapon as a last resort, and he's gonna put 8 successes in that roll, and whatever he's pointing at is obliterated.
Yeah. I'm saving them all for my Super Saiyan power up.
Yeah, it's gonna be over 9,000 successes.
Does Chaplin have behavioral inhibitors? Is he unable to shoot at humans? I presume that's how he's set up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure we won't see anything but humans. So unfortunately, you won't be able to shoot.
Right. You can consider him a non-combatant because there is literally no such thing as a non-human, right?
Right.
Unless,
yeah. Seems logical.
John, do you want me to roll to find cigarettes, or do we find something? Or
No, I think you can just find some. Yeah.
Okay.
You find I think it's a crushed pack, and it's there's half of them are soggy and damp because it's lying out in the snow, but there's enough that are good enough in there. Yeah.
Okay.
As a former smoker, I'm both disgusted but also strangely compelled.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah.
So I definitely light those up. So I'll activate my signature item for this act.
Yep. All right. So let's go ahead and cut to the Marshall station. So everyone piles back into the APC.
Sorry, I may have missed it, but so during this whole scenario, reduce one stress, and get 1 health or something.
You can reduce 2 stress and gain 1 health.
All right, that's total. Right.
Yeah. So the passage of time lets you remove a stress, gain a health, and then with the banter, you're able to take off a second stress.
All right. But no banter for me. So yeah. All right.
Yeah. And I just real quickly, last thing, and then we'll be at the Marshall station. Mason, you said you were kind of trying to catch a nap in the back of the APC.
Yeah.
What's the disturbing flash of your nightmare that's happening as you feel the APC jolt to a halt as y'all are arriving at the Marshall station?
Oh, I love describing dreams, actually, even though I don't remember my own dreams very well. But so what happens is like Mason remembers sort of like limping limping or from an injury or something like that, or whatever, and so she was sort of like trying to get away from whatever was happening or get through something. She doesn't remember, actually, as far as the dream is concerned, because dream logic. And at one point her leg gives out and she sort of just falls down on her back, and when she falls on her back is when she sort of like when her body presses against the seat too violently and wakes up.
Yeah, and then you hear Zimjueski from the front yelling, "Stop number 2, Marshall Station, everyone out." And I'll go ahead and bring us over here.
I'm assuming that I automatically switched out the magazine that I had that I had run out of ammo on.
Yeah, everyone can have reloaded, and like I said, I think it makes sense that you've got surplus mags on the APC, so it's like a fresh scenario. You can have a couple of reloads on hand and be ready.
Okay.
So arriving at the Marshall station, you head in and you immediately see a frazzled looking receptionist who has a phone bank in front of her, and you can see a couple of them are off the hook sitting down, and she's on the phone on one, and she's saying, yeah, okay, let me find a pen, and she's taking down notes and things, and then behind her you see this open bullpen area with several desks at it, and sitting behind one of the desks is a man who's got on the Marshal's uniform, wearing this old West style 10-gallon hat, and he's kind of leaned over on his desk, rubbing at the back of his neck, kind of muttering to himself. What do you do as you walk in?
We need to speak to the Marshal, Colonial Marines business.
And the woman juggling all the phones looks up to you and she says, she sighs, Himes, there's some Marines here. Just go back there. He's right there. And you see the man pick his head up, and he kind of stands up and pulls at his uniform a bit. Oh yeah, what can I do for you? I'm Marshal Himes.
Our intelligence suggests that you're holding a Marine here. Goes by the name of Reese. Belongs to the Sin Eaters, same as I.
Marine, and I assume you'll show him the photo.
Yeah.
He takes a look at. Oh, that guy? That guy's a Marine?
Yeah.
We picked him up late last night, drunk, yelling at people, starting fights. He was fighting another guy. We picked them both up. We've got the one guy in the interrogation room right now, but this your guy, he's asleep in the cell.
Okay. Well, I'm requesting that you release him to our custody. He's wanted for some classified reasons.
Go ahead and make a manipulation roll.
Okay.
And as Silva's doing this, just to build this atmosphere a little bit more, y'all can hear the computers. You see there's some computer screens around the bullpen, and you can see, hear beeps and things happening on different ones. And if you just quickly scan the screens, you can see some of them are, there's security feeds from around the colony. Some of them are broken and out at this point, but there's also some surface maps of the colony with what looks like, some sort of alert tracking system going on.
I got 2 successes.
Okay. What would you like your stunt to be?
One moment. Manipulation. Let's go with your opponent does what you want without demanding a favor in return.
Yeah, I think so. He looks at you and says, please, you'd be doing me a favor. I'm up to my eyeballs in reports of weird shit going on. People are stealing stuff left and right. Last thing I need on my plate is some AWOL Marine or whatever your situation is.
How many deputies you got here?
We've got about a dozen or so total. One of them's back in that room with the interrogation. Few are sleeping right now, and the rest are out in the colony doing what they can. But at this point, it's not much we can do except try and keep people from killing each other.
Okay, would you mind if I sat in on the interrogation? I'm curious to hear what this person has to say.
Yeah, we've got an observation room. If you want to go take a look, be my guest.
Mason and Dante, go pick up Reese, secure him, and return him to the APC. And I'm going to check out this interrogation. Everybody stay on the comm, stay in touch, stay frosty.
Sure thing,
Okay.
boss.
And Chaplin, see if you can help this lady. Looks like she needs some hand with all this work she's doing here.
You got it, boss.
Okay, so
So where's
Sorry, go ahead.
Hammer and Zimijitical?
Let's say they've come with you, or I don't know. Would you have Zimjewski and Iona stay out in the APC like last time?
Let's do that. Maybe Hammer, you're with me.
Okay.
Maybe default, he's just sort of the bodyguard for me. He's my buddy, so.
Yeah. Okay. So Hammer, Dante, and Silva. Right.
Hammer and Silva to the interrogation.
Okay.
Mason and Dante go pick up Reese, and Chaplin's gonna stay here and see if he can help out the receptionist.
Okay. So as y'all separate ways and start heading down to the different hallways, let's start with Chaplin. Chaplin, I mean, yeah, you can see this woman juggling a lot of tasks. There's computers around in this bullpen. Some of them are beeping and clearly emitting alerts that need to be tended to. What do you do?
Well, I don't feel like I can successfully do anything besides take a bullet for her, so I'm not entirely sure. But it seems reasonable that Chaplin would just kind of sidle up to her, take a look around, and say, "What can I do? I'm at your disposal."
I have got the worst headache. Can you just shut those computers up or something for me right now? I've got all these notes I got to take from people calling in about stuff. People claiming they're seeing monsters and weird things. Who knows?
Okay, you got it. So Chaplin's going to head over to the bank of computers that she pointed him to. And I think that he is going to start to see what is going on, first of all, and kind of like why they're making noise. But also, I think we're going to dig around for a little information.
Yeah. So go ahead and do a Comtech roll.
All the planning in the world, and then the dice hit the table. Here we go. Boo.
So you've rolled like about 50 dice.
Yeah.
You've gotten one success. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's
This
just,
is my life.
and you can't push your rolls is the other thing.
Right. This is my life.
Okay.
Join the Marines, they said. You can roll lots of dice, they said.
Yeah. So Yeah, you start checking out these computers. They appear to be pretty. They're purpose built machines. They're not general computing machines really, and they're really alarm receiving stations. And so I think at least at first glance as you're looking at these, and Marshall Heim is he's hanging around, and so he's got an eye on you too, but you can't do much more than silence these alarms. And you catch some basic glances at some security feeds, but nothing catches your eye in terms of what's happening on the screens.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess, at this point, probably the best thing I can actually do is just try to make her life easier and actually, shut some of these things up. Man, I don't know then. Yeah, I guess that's probably it for me at the moment.
Yeah, I would say beyond this, if you want to try and dig for more info, you'd have to get a look at her notes, and that's probably going to be some sort of manipulation roll if you want to go that path.
Does she have something obvious that she is like? I mean, is she analog enough that she's writing on stuff? Or are you talking about like notes that she's keeping in a log or something?
Yeah, I was picturing that she's got basically like incident report forms, and that she's filling them in.
Right.
And so they're
Still
probably
using paper and stuff.
Yeah, and they're scattered about. It's probably it's like the carbon paper, right? Like there's like 3 copies to each, and it's scattered all over the desk. In front of her,
Right.
Of all these different incidents that people have been calling in about. I can let you think on that if you want, and we'll come back.
I am
Yeah,
very
why don't we do
distracted
that?
by the face hugger that's on Mark's shoulder.
Yeah, let's why don't we come back to me?
Okay. And so Silva and Hammer are going to the interrogation room. So yeah, you see there's a viewing room down here at the south side of the building. And as you walk in and enter into the room, you can see a deputy sitting across the table from a woman. Sorry, it's a man who's got this kind of grizzled face, short stub of a beard, and the deputy is saying, "Okay, you're clearly working with somebody. We found all kinds of equipment on you that you shouldn't have. Just tell us who it is." And the guy just sits there quietly, staring at him. What do you want to do? Do you want to passively observe this standoff for a while, or?
So right now I'm picturing I'm in a room with like a one-way window kind of thing looking in.
Right.
Okay. But there's a door there I could walk in if I wanted to, or an intercom or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'll open the door, and I'll make sure we'll have big old impressive, intimidating Hammer come in with me. And and I'll say, hey deputy, why don't you take 5? I got a few questions for Marshall said I could come back here, and I got a few questions for this individual.
He pauses for a moment and gives you a look and says, "Himes okay with this?"
Yeah.
And he looks at the person who's in handcuffs, cuffed to the table, and says, "Yeah, I could use some coffee." And he'll get up and leave the room, closing the door behind him.
So I'll sit down in his seat, and I'll light a cigarette, and I'll say, my name's Silva. I'm captain with the Marine Corps. Sin Eaters, might have heard of me. I suspect you and your people, we probably have run into each other in the past. This probably isn't the first planet where people of your unit and my unit have crossed paths. But anyways, look, we've got 3 Marines out there, and we heard that you were fighting with the 4th one. Why were you fighting with this guy Reese?
He stares at you and then points at the cigarettes and says, he's got this like heavy, Eastern European accent and says, "You gonna let me have one of those?"
Sure.
I think go ahead and make a manipulation roll.
Okay.
And
Get
I'll
an
give you. Sorry, what?
I was going to say an assist from having what's his face there.
Yeah, that's what I
Hammer?
was going to say. Is a +1 from having hammer.
Okay. What'd I get? Ooh, 4 successes.
Yeah.
That's how you roll, Daniel. I'm getting
Yeah,
all the
can you describe to
successes.
me what that feels like?
Some androids dream to feel what it's like.
So yeah, and I'll just
Others
I
dream to
guess I
roll
get
well.
there 3. I think there's 3 stunts under manipulation, so I'll just grab them all.
Yeah. So let's see what even are all of those.
Don't need a favor. Gives me more than I ask for, and they are impressed by me, and they'll try to
Okay.
help me later.
Okay. And so they, you have to light the cigarette for him, and he's got a chain that he can kind of, do enough so he can just kind of barely hold it up to his mouth, and takes this long drag and says, "Yeah, you're right. It's not the first time we've seen each other. Your people and my people. And it's not just the one we were fighting with. We've already got a couple of them."
You took the others?
At least 2.
2. What about the 3rd? What about the last one, the 4th one?
We'll find them.
Why do you want them?
They have something we want. They offered it to us initially and then tried to rescind their offer. My boss didn't take that well.
Where are you holding them?
You got a map?
Yeah.
You that eager to go to your death?
I'm in the Marines. Wake up every day, ready to go. Here's the map. I got a personal data pad, so I'll whip that out.
He takes another drag and then with his hand holding the cigarette, just kind of violently taps on the screen 3 times and says, "You head up to this area. You'll see it."
Last question, and then I'll put in a good word with you with the marshal here. What is it you're after? What is it they promised you?
You don't know? How typical. They send someone out to do their work and not even tell them what's on the line.
Need to know basis.
Doesn't sound like you need to know. He'll take another drag of a cigarette and then put it out on the table.
All right. I think we're done here. Hammer, let's go.
And so while that conversation's going on, we'll jump over to Mason and Dante.
And just in time.
Yeah. So Mason and Dante, you head over to the holding area on the east side of the building.
So, yeah.
As you walk into the area, you see holding cells around. They're all empty, except for the one directly in front of you. And you can see there's like a single light up in the roof that's flickering, and it looks like it's about to short out. And so the lighting's not the best in here. But you see a man lying on the cot and holding cell 4 turned away from you.
Oh, great.
Looks to be asleep.
Do I? Just to be clear, that they were talking to Reese. Are we picking up someone else here?
They were talking to an insurgent, Reese's, who's asleep in this cell.
Okay, so this is Reese's cell. All right. I go up to the door.
The bars, the jail bars, like the cell door, yeah.
Yeah, and I, just sort of like bang against the bars, and I go, hey, wakey, wakey.
Yeah, and there's no movement. Go ahead and make an observation roll.
Sure. Observation. Got that observation. No modifiers. That is a no successes.
So, do you want to push it?
Yeah, let's push it. Let's say I'm just like, despite the false bravado, he's straining to see what's going on there.
Yeah, and
so when I push,
I assume you're also getting help from Dante, so you can also add a 1 modifier, I think.
I think there's some ominous music is building here.
Yeah, some James Horner strings. Yeah, so I just reroll and I add the modifier that you
add a stress, right? And then roll, but add the +1 for Dante helping.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh joy.
So you keep banging on the cell door.
Oh god.
But the person's not moving. I mean, the keys are right there, so you can open the door and you can head in easy enough.
I turn to Dante and I go like, are we sure? Are we sure he's not dead?
I yelled, Reese, your ride is here. And then when there's no reaction, I nod at the keys. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Come on, Reese. We're sick of this. Get the keys, open the door.
Yep. Mm-hmm. As you move in and go to shake Reese and turn him over, you're met with the ghastly sight of a person whose face and hands have been chewed on and bitten away. And then in the center of his chest is a grotesque mass of outward protruding bones and viscera. And you can see now the floor and the wall that he was facing has been splattered in dark red blood. Both of you go ahead and add a stress level.
That's great. Yeah. Ooh. So when I see this when I see what Dante has revealed, does it make sense that it would trigger like sort of like my own experiences from before?
Oh, I definitely think there's something,
at least.
Yeah. Well, and I think like, you probably see this person and in your mind, you're superimposing the screams that you heard before.
Yeah.
Because you can see, even though his face has been chewed away, you can see that he died in pain and agony.
Yeah. Yeah. So once again, another cinematic jump scare of, a flash accompanying the revelation plus a scream, and triggers of white light. Anybody with epilepsy, please take your eyes off the screen.
And just as you're recovering from that, a shadow begins to grow from the floor. It grows into the cell door, coming up the floor, starting at your feet, growing higher and higher until it covers both of you, and the light is hidden from you. And as you turn, you see this huge black gleaming beast with spikes protruding from its back and this oozing spit coming from its mouth as it just starts to hiss from a low sound and it builds.
Okay, so Daniel, you got your wish.
uh,
I was just typing something into the chat. Yeah.
Oh,
Where
Make fun
you-
of the guy with the
are you
bad
sh-
dice rolls again. This is what you get.
for everybody in TV land, Daniel said when he said he wanted to see aliens in the session, he was just kidding, and I'm like, were you? Sus.
So the jerk reaction from Dante, if possible, is to swing around, bring out the pulse rifle, and start firing what this thing is.
Yeah, so we're at 10 after. I think let's go ahead and take our next break, quick 5-minute break, and we'll come in and
wow.
we're gonna start with initiative again and see how Dante and Mason fare against this alien, and hopefully there's help on the way.
Who lives? Who dies?
All right, so let's take a 5-minute break. See you soon.
Penal colonies.
Yeah, especially the alien. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I've gone ahead and so for every speed point you have, you get a turn in combat. Aliens, most of them have 2 speed points, so the alien actually gets 2 turns. So I've gone ahead and added that. So
That's just the right number.
yeah. If everyone would go ahead and draw an initiative. I'm not entirely sure how to handle, where like some people are in this area and know what's going on and some people aren't. Maybe the first round only Mason and Dante have initiative, and then we'll add others on the
Right.
when
When
they
we hear
become
the
aware.
when we hear the screaming.
I don't think it's going to take long. Yeah.
I think
Okay,
I think you need to add us to the tracker though before we roll our die for the initiative.
Oh right. Yeah. Let me go ahead and do that. Click add.
Yeah. Mark, I just want to say, not when you said 2 speed points was just right. I just imagined some designer going like, an alien with 1 speed point is too slow, and an alien with 2 speed points is too fast. But this one was just right.
Just right.
All right.
Goldilocks and the rule of tabletop design.
All right, Matthew and Mark, you want to roll low on these 2d6 here?
Okay, so hit initiative dice, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Hey, there we go.
Let's see.
All right. Let's see.
Rolling.
For some
keep
reason, Dante
rolling.
did not show up, so let me add that.
I got. What did I roll?
You got 7
7.
for Mason.
So Chaplin's only one where we don't have them. But I think Chaplin may be away from the keyboard at the moment, and that's okay. Go ahead and start sending.
Oh no, I'm here. I'm sorry. I thought
Okay.
I thought we were not rolling this turn. We were going to roll next turn. Do we need to roll now?
You go ahead and roll. I think just this first one though, you won't
Yeah.
act.
You got it.
Oh, that doesn't work.
Looks like you have to manually put in Chaplin, so maybe we can. No, I can't do it.
9.
I
Okay,
think I'm there.
that should be everybody.
That's worked out.
And last time I gave advantage to the players for ties. I think I am going to give advantage to the alien because of the speed advantage this time.
That sounds legit.
So Dante is the first to go. So yeah, the scene we left off on, right? You just overturned Reese and found that his chest has exploded out and died a gruesome death. And as you're standing there, the shadow looms over you, and you turn and you're met with this monster just staring you down.
So
I was just gonna ask you, Jason, do Do you make a panic roll when you see? Yes, you make a panic roll. Oh, when you're attacked by a strange alien you've never seen before. Okay.
Sounds about right.
So you don't make a panic roll yet. You'll make it on the first attack.
Okay. Yeah, maybe it's just here to talk.
Sounds about right.
It looks might be friendly.
I would like to roll negotiate.
All right. So yeah, Dante, you are first up.
So Dante, brings up the pulse rifle on full auto and tries to, to shoot the alien. How bad? I mean, what possibly could go wrong if I just shoot this alien that's in front of me? So here goes.
This will be easy. It's like a big bug.
And then, so since it's on full auto, do I put the 2 under modifiers, 2 dice?
So the first thing you do is you add a point of stress.
Okay.
For the full auto.
Yep.
And then you have that fast action too. Do you want to use it to aim, or do you want to hold on to it to like block or do something else? And you can block since you have like a weapon
sure.
in case the alien comes at you.
Okay. So I don't think that Dante's is going to aim. Dante's just going to start firing. And Dante screams, at the same, and then suddenly it just is drowned out by the fire from the pulse rifle. So do I put 2 under the modifier for?
Yeah.
John, is this considered short range, or is this another zone over that it's in? Are they all considered in the same zone, or is that an other zone that it's in?
I'm inclined to kind of call this all the same zone.
Okay.
Just because it is fairly close.
Okay.
So
so no range modifier. So yeah, it sounds like just 2 modifier 2
for the full auto. Okay. Here we go. Oh, hey.
All right.
That's going to be a lot of good things only that will happen.
And you can push if you want to really go for it.
So let's see 3. No, I probably should, but I'm not going to push. So 3 successes. John?
Okay. So I'll go ahead and roll their armor dice.
Did you want to put your extra successes just into damage, or did you want to try to do a different stunt?
Yeah, let me look at the stunts again real quick.
Well, that's not what I wanted. I'm trying to figure out how I can roll just an arbitrary number of dice.
There should be on a character sheet, there's like base dice, and you can just put in a number of dice.
I'll do that. I'll just have to use hammers, but that's okay.
There's also another thing you can do with, as a game master, there's a button on character sheet, like it says like, I think it says like secret roll or something like that, or make the roll secret. So if you want to do a roll that you don't want us to see, actually we can do it too. There's a little box to the right of stamina, but anyways.
Okay, so this is the armor roll. I'm just gonna use hammers sheet for the now because I don't have one for the alien. So they'll absorb 2 armor, but or 2 damage, which would be your baseline. But yeah, you've got 2 extra points there that you can either put into extra damage or for something else if you'd like.
And one other thing, though, it's a pulse rifle. It is armor piercing, so it only has half its armor.
Oh yeah, let me redo that. That's right.
Particular guy.
No, that
might save our lives.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that the stunt that you pin your enemy down is not actually wouldn't apply to this alien.
I think does it also say something like it might take away its slow action or something on that one?
It says you pin them down, they need to make an immediate panic roll. I'm assuming that the alien doesn't panic.
Right, they don't make panic rolls, yeah.
I'm just trying to imagine a panic alien.
Why are you shooting me? I'm just friendly.
Oh my. So extra damage, I guess.
Okay. So that's what so they block 1. So you have 2 as a base, plus 2, so 3 damage to it. That's pretty good. I'm just gonna tally this right here. And when an alien takes damage, I'm trying to remember. The acid splash is just for anyone in engaged range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So yeah, you do fire it, and you do see, these spurts of this greenish, liquid spotting out where the bullets impact it, and you can see, I think we see, one burst of it come forward, and it hits the bar, the cell bar just in front of you, and you see it like start eating away through the bar. Okay, so the alien is up next. So aliens have special attacks, which, do I have that in front of me? No, I don't. Sorry, one moment.
no, not at all.
Not that one. So I need this. So I roll a d6 to see what it does. Okay. So the alien charges forward to the cell door, and Mason, I can only imagine what's going through your head right now. And you see this long tail shoot up from around it and arch over its back as it shoots forward at you. And I will roll its attack.
I wish I had a rifle to block this with.
Yeah, do you have anything to block with? You don't have a rifle?
I mean, I actually possess a rifle, whether it was drawn at the time is something else altogether.
Hmm.
You can use Dante.
I mean, I think the pulse rifles, at least in the movie Aliens, like they don't have like you have to, like, if you have one, you have to carry it, right? Like
Okay.
it doesn't really have like a holster.
A holster.
or anything. Yeah.
This ain't no Commander Shepard situation where you just carry it on your
No.
back.
No.
Yeah. All right, then if Jonathan will allow it, then sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, so it's got one success, so you're going to try and beat that one success. So make a close combat roll.
I just want to take a hot second and say that I was so immersed in this moment that I almost called you Grim because it felt more setting specific relevant.
Jay Grimm.
Yeah, Grim. All right. Yeah. I roll a defense roll with armor.
Close combat is what you want to roll.
Yeah.
All right. Close combat. Close combat with a bonus of anything. Is that?
Nope, no bonus.
All right. Let's do it. That's a success.
Yep.
On stress.
And yeah, no, that's okay. And you just needed the one, thankfully for you. So this barbed tail shoots forward, but you get your rifle up just in time and knock it to the side. As you can see, there's like a venom dripping from the end of it. All right, so you are actually up next, Mason. So that was your fast action. So you do still have your slow action.
I was going to panic, but I'm here now with the rifle and the thing, like sort of like that. And in that moment, I just sort of lower the rifle from that position and try to take a shot.
Okay.
Going back to where we started, though, I hate to say this for you guys, but they probably should make that panic check now, right?
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
I was wondering about that. I wasn't sure, like RP wise, whether I should. I felt like it made some.
It clearly is not friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
I just want to touch you with this tail.
Yeah. Thank you for reminding us.
Yeah, I felt like Mason should panic, but I wasn't sure, in the right rules and mechanics of it.
Yeah. So Dante and Mason, go ahead and make panic checks.
All right. The panic check is it's just a button. Let's go.
Yep. Okay, so Dante got an 8, which was tremble, if I recall correctly. And Mason got a 7, nervous twitch. So Dante, you start to tremble uncontrollably, and all your skill rolls using agility are at -2 until your panic stops. And then Mason, you develop a nervous twitch, and so that's actually also going to raise Dante's stress level.
Yep. And I marked mine as well.
Right.
Yes, your stress level goes up too. Yeah. And
So-
Dante, you need to do your twitchy finger check.
All right. I'm off the.
Yay. I love these tables.
All right, good. Whew.
Okay. All right. So, so Mason, you have a slow action.
All right, and that slow action will be to attack with the pulse rifle. Any penalties I should be aware of?
So you are at engaged range.
Yeah, I take it as not hot.
That's -3.
Correct.
-3. Woo!
Do you want to shoot full auto, Matthew? That gives you +2, but you gain another point of stress.
Right.
Yeah, let's do it. The shield situation.
So
it's
add
a
a stress, and you'll be -1 overall.
All right, adding stress now.
And click the
And-
attack button on your rifle.
Yep. And there we go.
Boom. That's pretty
Okay.
good.
Okay. That's a hit with an extra success.
Ooh, yay.
I'll roll with half the armor value since it's armor piercing.
I take it, Chaplain Silva and the rest of the gang here.
Mhm.
Yep. So actually the armor does not absorb any of it. So you've got 2 damage to start, and you've got a bonus. Do you want to put that bonus into damage?
What other bonuses would said bonus apply to?
You could do a ranged combat stunt. There's let's see. You could make it fall to the ground. That's basically the only one that applies here, other than adding damage.
Yeah, because I'll say at the
Alright.
moment, this thing's big enough that you're not going to be able to run by it to get out of this cell. It's blocking your way out. If you were to knock it to the ground, you could then probably attempt, jumping over it and running out. But
I think-
standing where it's at, it's going to block you guys in.
Yeah, I think for the sake of simplicity, we'll lean it into damage, and I'll try to study what the stunts are. Also, I have a question. I don't want to put a retcon on this, but it says here that I keep a cool head in all situations and get a -2 modification to all panic rolls. Has that been factored into the panic button?
No, we need to add that ourselves. So good note for going forward.
Yeah, forward. Let's just keep this result as is. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a good talent. Definitely remember that one.
All right. Right. Okay.
All right. And so we're skipping over Hammer
Well,
at this point.
and again, I hate to be the guy that brings bad news,
Yeah.
but
Wait, I
yes,
can do
yes.
the bad news if you want.
yeah, go ahead, Daniel.
Yeah,
Um,
split
yeah,
bad news.
there was
duty.
a alien wounded at engaged range.
Yes, there was.
Yeah, I was for that.
We'll share this terrible burden, Jason.
Yeah.
You guys are a joy.
We're not there, so it's just fun to watch.
Yeah. Man,
Wait,
now
so
now
the
I'm missing everything.
The bonus damage was applied already, right?
Oh, nothing. So the acid totally missed him.
Yeah, so the acid misses somehow. It's a miracle. It's spraying everywhere. You see that like a big glob lands on Reese's foot, and his foot now is being eaten through and down into his cot. But yeah, somehow you all managed to miss it. So yeah, I mean, I am inclined to say that with everyone else's turn, like you've heard this, something's going on. So for Hammer's turn, I think he probably can move to the entrance of the holding area, but that's
Right.
probably about it. That and drawing a weapon.
And we probably hear, because it's cool, we probably hear like that squealing that those aliens make, when they get hit.
Oh
You know,
yeah,
coming over the comms, and he's like, Dante's like, fuck.
oh yeah.
And I'm also like, no, not again. That kind of,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm like, everybody converge on the holding cells.
So Hammer makes it there, comes running in just in time to see the tail come slashing forward again. So let's roll these dice. Okay, and this is again at you, Mason, because you're right there in front. So this time the tail comes at you, not in a jabbing motion, but more of a swiping motion, as it's got this serrated edge to it, and it slashes at you. Go ahead and roll your armor.
Did we get an armor roll?
Oh, I think
Yeah. You blocked one.
I rolled the incorrect, or I read the incorrect attack. I rolled the right amount of dice. So, sorry, you need to make a close combat roll. Or sorry, no. Let me read this.
Is this the one where it tries to grab him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it says if it hits, the victim counts as grabbed. And so you'll have to break loose. So same zone must make. Okay, so you don't take any damage, actually.
So the tail like coils around me. Is that what it is?
So it lurches forward. These arms come out, grabbing you, picking you up. And you are now held in its grasp. Yourself and all friendly characters must make panic rolls.
All right, panic roll. -2. Panic.
Yeah, use your -2 this time.
All right. That is a.
Oh my god.
It's a 7 again, I guess, right? Panic 9 -2 is 7.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you're trembling even more.
Oh yeah, mega tremble. Oh no, it's nervous twitch, isn't it?
Yeah, nervous twitch. So you
It
gain a
is.
stress, and
Everyone
Dante
gets a
grabs a
stress.
stress. And I guess
I'm a stress pinata.
Hammer probably can see this now, right?
Yep, Hammer will take a stress.
Oh boy,
I'm a
12.
stress pinata. Just squeeze me and more stress generates.
12's a real good one.
Yeah, so for Dante, you start screaming, and you scream your lungs out for 1 round, losing your next slow action. Your stress level is actually decreased by 1. It says every friendly character who hears you must make an immediate panic roll. Does that happen? I guess it says immediately. I'm not sure how cascading panic rolls really work. I'm inclined to not have Mason roll, but have Hammer roll. I don't know if that matches how you usually run it, Jason.
I would say either way is fine. Yeah.
Oh, Hammer's cool. Hammer's got this.
So Mason's got to roll again on the panic.
I'm inclined to say no, since Mason's panic started.
Since he's already freaking out. Yeah.
Yeah. And Mason has other bad things going on as it is.
Right.
So that's the end of the alien's turn. So Chaplain, you were up. Oh, sorry.
Sorry to interject this, but when Mason had some reaction that caused Dante to take a stress level, so I'm just going to roll the d6 for that real quick.
Yep.
Okay. Chaplain, come in and save it the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's probably not what's going to happen here. So it looks like we are in a situation where there is a long hallway and a potential crossfire with friendlies on both sides of a large alien creature, which is not ideal. What is this person out here doing? This records woman. I don't know what her title is.
Shitting herself.
Is she like fleeing?
I think she has like thrown the phone and like half stood up, and it has this look on her face, and she looks to you. She says, "What is that? Why are they firing?"
So
Chaplin is going to, I guess, as a fast action, is going to just look at her and say, "Run." And if/when she chooses to do that, he is going to take all of her notes off her desk and shove them into his jacket.
I think this is a manipulation roll, and I'll give you a +1.
Is there like a command skill? I guess it doesn't matter. It's probably all the same, really.
Yeah, and my understanding is, at least from my memory at the moment, command is for breaking panic for sure, but then I think also like commanding military moves and things. Oh, here's command right here.
Okay. Manipulation is getting someone to do something that you want them to do.
Yeah. Command is like telling people to do things. Like that's what I did with you guys when I gave you extra dice. And
Functionally,
or
it's
to
all the
be
same.
yeah, for you
For me.
probably if your skill levels are the same.
Right. Yeah. So, boop. Here we go. Oh, did you say you were gonna give me a bonus die?
Yeah, take a +1.
Okay. Be one more die I can fail with. Did it work? Yeah. There. What is that? What's that symbol?
So that little cross thing, that means that you succeeded.
Really? Weird.
So you know what? And I think what happens is she runs to Hyams, and Hyams is just gonna say, he's like, here, this way, and Hyams is gonna take her with him to get to somewhere safe. So yeah, you're left there open in the bullpen if you want to swipe some notes and stuff them into your bag.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Just out of curiosity, where did she and Hyams go?
I think they're probably going to run the opposite direction, into
the bathroom. To go hide in the restroom.
It's away from what's happening over there, so it's the safest place.
Okay. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to collect the notes.
All right, and so Silva, do you want to move over to the hallway?
I think actually I'm going to get on the comm. I hear Dante screaming, something horrible's happening. And I'm going to say, Dante, swallow your feelings and be a goddamn Marine. Get your shit together. Help out Mason. So I'm going to try to calm Dante using command. So hopefully at least you'll get your slow action back next time you go. So I'm going to make a command roll for that. Command, submit. All right, I got a panic, but I did a success, so it works, unless I get a 10 or above here. On a panic roll, if you get 10 or above, then whatever you're trying to do fails. So, and hopefully I didn't just curse myself. I got an 8, which is the agility -2.
Yep.
Okay. And then with my fast action, I will run as far as I can towards what's happening.
Yeah, and so I think you can get behind Hammer.
Okay.
So you're on the one side of the door. Hammer has actually crossed the door into the holding area. And I think, looking past Hammer's shoulder, you see this looming figure, over whatever this thing is standing in front of the cell.
One other question. I don't know the answer to this myself. So Dante actually has 2 panic conditions going. I don't remember if one replaces the other or what happens.
I think it does.
Okay, so he doesn't have the -2 agility anymore. So
Right.
when I got rid of the screaming effect, he's more or less cool at this point, right?
Yeah, so there's no -2, and ending the screaming means, you get your slow action back.
Okay, great.
The mechanics for this game must be wonderful to hear out of context. Yeah, I just got rid of the screaming effect. Yeah.
Yep. All right, and Dante, it is your turn.
You're muted.
It's been an honor knowing you.
Yeah, is Mason in the grasp of this creature?
Yes.
And that mouth is opening up, and that little mouth is right there, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to try to prevent this thing from eating Mason. I'm going to go ahead and fire again at the creature. Is it am I short range or I'm engaged now?
I think you're both in engaged range with how close and cramped this area is.
Okie dokie.
You could use your fast action just to move back a little bit.
Do I have to disengage
have
or something
room.
first?
No. 'Cause
Sounds like it's pretty busy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, I'll do that. I'll take a step back so that I can fire the pulse rifle at no penalty, not full auto.
Okay. Should be a 0 modifier then.
Yep. I keep losing my results. Oh, holy crap.
Oh, wow.
So some people play that you have to roll panic twice, but I think the rule
No.
the rules say you just roll once. So
Yeah.
So do either of these panics cancel out any of the successes, or do the successes still stay?
if you get a 10 or more on your panic result, then it ruins your successes.
Okay. So I'm going to roll my panic now.
And given your panic, there's a good chance of that. Oh
Oh
boy.
boy.
Oh,
Oh, I'm back to
You're
screaming.
back to screaming. Which now I'm inclined, since this is the one that triggers an immediate. So you take your stress level down one. You do get that.
Okay.
But every friendly character who hears your scream must make an immediate panic roll. And so I think this time, Mason, you are going to have to make a panic roll.
Yeah.
Sure.
And me and Hammer too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dante, it's been an honor.
I'm actually pretty good.
Silver's doing okay.
All right, panic roll.
You subtract 2 on yours.
Yep, 7.
So
You
both
got the
get
twitch. So that means you get a stress, and Dante. Are Hammer and I in range of getting the extra from Mason freaking out?
So Hammer also got a 7. So
Okay.
I think you'll take 1 from Hammer, because
Okay.
Hammer's goes up 1, and then you'll gain 1 from Hammer. Because you see Hammer, start to have a twitch a bit, and like that's bad news. That's Hammer.
I just want to say that's the 3rd twitch I rolled today. So I'm just literally just radiating panic, just being squeezed for
Yeah.
more, just
Yeah.
It's all right.
You're-
It's about to end. It's okay.
I think
Twitch streaming right now.
so. Yeah, the alien is up now. It since it captured you last time, it does use the head bite attack. So its outer jaws open wide as deadly inner jaws lean out, gnashing in anticipation before snapping forward. It will roll some dice.
Lock it. No, I'm kidding.
Wow, you are so lucky.
No, you gotta be
Yeah.
freaking kidding me.
Your twitch, your neck twitches and just it gashes to the side.
I'm built Baxtoning out here,
So,
right? So
make-
there's this look of terror in the face, but it's also like narrowly averting everything.
So Mason, you have survived. To break free, you need to do an opposed close combat roll. What is this thing's strength or close combat?
I think they don't have the close combat skill, so I think I just use their strength usually for this. Their original health.
Right. Okay. Okay, it only got 1. This alien apparently doesn't really want to eat anyone today.
Make a close combat attack, Matthew.
All right, Roger. Let's see. Ooh, so many windows. Close combat. Here we go. Modifier nothing.
Nothing.
All right, that is a.
Okay. So make a panic check.
All right, panic roll. Here we go.
Oh, it's a nervous twitch again. I think there is a rule that if you already have something, then you get the next level up. So I think you get the agility one. What's it called? Tremble.
A tremble, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
that tracks.
That sounds right.
Okay,
So yeah,
I'm undoing the stress and putting the penalty, I guess.
but you do break free.
Oh,
So-
what?
So yeah, Mason, you managed to shrug out of this thing's grasp and drop to drop down in front of it beside Dante. It is still blocking your path out of the way, and I let's see, that was your slow action, right? So you do have a fast action. Anything you want to do with that? I suspect you hear Hammer yelling from behind the thing, like, get away! I'm gonna fire.
Do I see? Okay. Do I see what weapon or what tactics Hammer is about to bring to bear?
He's got that smart gun, right? Or did he not bring it in?
I mean, if y'all want to say he brought the smart gun into the marshal's office,
I think we learned our lesson. I think
okay.
I think we brought in the big guns.
Yeah, so he's got the smart gun trained on the back of this thing.
So you could do the action escape action, I think is what it's called. You make a mobility roll to move away from it, to be out.
Yeah, that's basically what I want to do. Or what Mason wants to do. Heaven forbid what I want. Because Mason wants to get the GDFO.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead and do that.
All right, so no roll or a mobility roll.
Mobility,
yeah.
All right, mobility roll.
You've got a lot of panic.
Which you're at -2 for right now, since that's an agility based.
Oh yeah.
So
is it -2, right?
Yeah, so you're gonna add a -2 modifier for your mobility.
Okay. Let's see. Mason generate character sheet mobility. -2. Submit.
There's more
Okay.
panic.
Let's do a panic check.
All right, let's see if I don't roll a total of 7. Panic.
Ooh, 10.
10.
And that means you fail your action too.
Whoa.
Yeah, you freeze. You're frozen by fear, losing your next slow action. Your stress level and the stress level of all friendly PCs in short range of you increases by 1. So, Dante,
Pinata.
out of stress, do your check. And I think this will affect Hammer, since he can see you and he's been yelling for you to move and you're not moving.
It's okay.
Okay,
Bring on.
you checked. Okay.
Freezing before the majesty of this creature.
Well,
Perfect being.
Hammer's up next, and I think he's just gonna go ahead and follow through with the attack. And you can aim a smart gun, right? You can still do the aim. So I'll give him the +2 modifier.
Bum, 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 bum.
So that will hit. Let's check armor.
It's AP too. There we go.
So yeah, that so you hear the alien cry out screaming. Let's go ahead and do the acid check. Yeah,
Mark, Dante, you did move back a little bit, right? You moved out of the acid range. I think we said that.
Yeah, I tried to. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
then
it's
you start screaming some more. you recoiled and kept on screaming.
So the acid still manages to miss hitting Mason.
Wow.
And let's see. So the xenomorph is torn apart as Hammer's smart gun just blasts through it. I'm picturing that Mason and Dante, y'all must last moment dive under the cot or something to not take any of this acid as it's taken apart. But it is just ripped to pieces that high squeal shriek rips out across the building, and that is the end of the alien.
Nice.
Well, that wasn't such a chore, now was it?
I side-eye you.
How did they live through an hour and a half of movie?
Oh.
Wow.
You are super lucky, Matthew.
Yeah,
I live again to suffer.
That was amazing.
I thought there were multiple times there.
I know, right?
That's
Oh,
how it goes.
I'm sure my
Um,
goose was cooked.
Okay, I am noticing the time and noticing we're basically at the end. I mean, does anyone have a closing remark for the scene or anything, or do we call it a wrap there?
What the fuck is that thing?
Yeah.
God.
I'll crawl out from under the cot and go over and kind of poke at it with the end of the pulse rifle.
Yeah,
Which I
and
think-
I've seen it before.
What?
What?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I've seen it before on Yelfara Station.
Let's secure this place. Well, we're gonna have a talk, Mason.
all right. And I think we will conclude there for the evening.
Sweet.